The following program is a paid presentation by Maverick Multimedia Incorporated.
How to avoid getting ripped off at a classic car auction. Paying tribute to Burt Reynolds and the Smokey and the Bandit franchise. And the Maserati Levante. I'm Rick Walker. All that and a whole lot more coming up right here on the SST Car Show. SST is brought to you by Stark Auto Sales, home of the ultimate worldwide scratch and dent car sale. Hi friends, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome to another edition of the SST Car Show. Lots of cool stuff to share with you today. Quite a bit of it from the Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show, where we were able to cultivate some very cool stories involving some very cool cars, including this one, the best tribute to the Smokey and the Bandit franchise we've found anywhere. It's a Trans Am owned by John Hockley, and this thing is spot on. It is just the way it appeared in the movie back in 1977, starring Burt Reynolds, who recently passed away. John paid tribute to the actor and the movie series at this year's Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show. You're looking at a match made on the silver screen and at car shows. Smokey and the Bandit. This 1977 Trans Am is considered by many to be one of North America's best, most accurate tributes to the 1977 Trans Am, driven by Burt Reynolds in the original Smokey and the Bandit movie. John Hockley of London, Ontario, restored this car, doing much of the work himself. When he found it, it was a basket case.
When I bought this car, somebody turned it into a race car. So the flares were actually built into the car. The door handles were shaved. There was a roll cage in it. So I ripped everything out and replaced it all, put new stuff in from scratch.
Behind the Trans Am sits a 1976 Pontiac Le Mans. Yes, Smokey is in hot pursuit. This tribute to the car driven in the movie by Jackie Gleason is owned by Ray Price and son of Dundalk, Ontario.
Basically, we just had to strip all the molding and chrome off it and sand it down, repaint it. We found it at a cruise night, and as soon as we seen it, we knew this is what had to be done to it. And we made a deal, and we brought it home and did it over the winter, so it was ready for the spring. And here we are today, and we've added the uniforms.
We didn't decide to do the uniforms, but attention and people asked where they were, and after the fact we did the shirts first and they were very successful, so from there we just kind of did the whole uniform.
Now Smokey and the Bandit traveled together to car shows like this one, the Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show.
You'd be amazed how many people say, I've been wanting this car, and how they really love the movie because of the car, and they're into cars altogether because of Smokey and the Bandit. That was pretty much their first experience with, old American muscle.
Everything about the Trans Am is accurate. The interior, the decals, the huge Firebird on the hood, the style of wheel, the engine and transmission, the Citizen Band radio, everything is just as it was in the film in 1977. The police car is spot on too, but remains a work in progress.
We go to a show, it's memories for them. We like to see them take a picture and watch the movie, and they're sitting in the same car.
Today, the Smokey and the Bandit films live on through on-demand movies and through the owners of these cars, who are making new memories for many people, new fans who line up to have their photos taken with these star cars.
It's a crowd pleaser, no doubt. It's a sweet car.
John Hockley says he was lucky to meet Burt Reynolds a short time before the actor passed away. and that only added fuel to his Firebird passion. Now, John hosts a Firebird Trans Am only show every year at the Steve Plunkett Estate in London, Ontario, and it attracts other enthusiasts from across Canada and the United States.
Absolutely, and that's the thing with car guys. I mean, we're a tight-knit group, and we don't really have to have much in common. We have cars in common, and for the most part, that's pretty much all we need.
Rick Walker, SST, Car Show News, Ottawa, Ontario. Over the years here on the SST Car Show, we have attended many classic car auctions, and over those years, we have talked a lot about the advantages of attending one of these auctions, and we've talked about why it's a good place to go to pick up an old car. Today, we're here to kind of share the other side of that story with you, and to warn you, and to share with you some tips that will help you avoid getting ripped off or maybe paying too much. First up, you do not know who you are bidding against, and there is every possibility that the owner of the vehicle that you are bidding on may have a ringer in the audience actually bidding up the price. And even if that's not the case, sometimes you're bidding against someone who is bidding through emotion. You might be bidding through emotion, and that is one of the main things that drives the price of an old car up at one of these classic car auctions. Use your head. So do your research before you start to bid. Figure out what that vehicle is really worth before you start to bid on it. Because once you put your hand up at one of these auctions and you bid on it, if you win that bid, if you win that car, you own it. Also remember that built into the price of that vehicle is the fact that you are going to pay a fee to that auctioneer above and beyond what you've paid for that car as the bidding price. You're also going to pay taxes and other fees possibly. And remember that also built into that overall price, the seller is paying a fee as well. So that will reflect itself in any reserve that might be on that vehicle. Keep in mind as well that when you are at one of these auctions, you are not going to get to test drive this car. Whatever car it is that you're bidding on, you might get to view it while you're there. You might even be able to inspect it fairly closely. But chances are you're not going to get to drive it. So you're not going to know if it's tight or whether it's loose, whether it needs front end parts or suspension parts. You might get a chance to hear it run, maybe. They quite often start them when they run them across the auction block. But you might not. Sometimes they end up pushing them across the auction block. And keep in mind that you are buying a used car. It may look shiny. It may just gleam in the lights in the building where the auction is taking place. But keep in mind that this is a vehicle that is currently inside. The owners usually clean them all up, wax them, and if they don't, they sometimes get professional detailers to go over their vehicles and make them look as close to new as possible. Keep in mind as well that there is no warranty on the car that you are about to buy in most cases. When you buy it in an auction, you buy it as is, where is, and then once you do buy it, you're going to have to find a way to get that thing home. So that can be an additional expense as well. You may need to throw it on a transport truck or rent a trailer. The auctioneer is just a middleman as well. If you have a problem, you're not going to go back to him and he's not going to take care of you because he is just a middleman. And once the seller sells it through an auction house, it's gone. It's yours. Lock, stock, and barrel. You're often told that these cars are probably going to go up in value, and that's the key word, probably going to go up in value. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Do your research. It all depends on how much demand there is for any given car at any given time. Plus, a car is an expense. So don't buy it as an investment, really. You shouldn't be buying it as an investment. You should be buying it because you love it. You are going to need to pay to insure it. You are going to need to pay to store it. And you are going to need to pay to maintain it, even if you don't drive it. Because even as old cars sit, they need maintenance. They need oil changes. And there's nothing worse for a car than having it just sit, because they develop all kinds of problems with gaskets and seals when they are just left sitting and are not running. It could be a car that's 50 years old or 60 years old. Look at the age of one of these things. I've been to Concours d'Elegance events with the best of the best classic cars out there. And I've seen cars that look pristine that are supposed to be worth $1 million. And I've seen them fire up and blow out big puffs of black smoke. So be extremely careful when you are buying a car at any auction, especially a classic car auction. Check the floors, look for rust, look for rotting weather stripping. Check the tires, check the brakes if you can at least look at them. Check under the hood, look for signs of engine oil leaking or gaskets leaking. Look underneath and check that transmission. Is there any fluid dripping any place? Is there any sign of brake fluid dripping? And remember that no matter how good you think the car is, even if it looks pristine, chances are when you get it home, it's still going to need something. Because when you're dealing with an old car, no matter how good they are, they always need some sort of tender, loving care. That's part of the joy of owning one. But just know what you're getting into before you start putting up your hand at the auction and bidding on any of these vehicles. Now, folks, we take you to the Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show once again for a look at the Maserati Levante.
Maserati has chosen a powerful name for its new SUV, the Levante. As explained in Maserati's advertising, Levante is a wind that blows across the Mediterranean, transforming the benign calm to gale force in an instant. The spirit of that force of nature is captured here in this all-wheel drive SUV.
It's an intelligent all-wheel drive system, so when you need it, it comes on and it's there, and it's high performance, obviously, when you don't need it.
Like all automakers, Maserati is shifting its focus here to the SUV market, which is sizzling hot. The Levante is available with either V6 or V8 engines built in Italy.
So this is more geared towards the professional male that is very secure in his environment but loves the power and also the oomph, in a SUV versus a sports car.
The Maserati Q4 intelligent all-wheel drive system puts power to the wheels where it's needed most, when it's needed most. Handling is enhanced with electronic damping control. 5-way air suspension provides off-road capability.
The lines, as you can see, they're very, very aerodynamic, very sporty. From the headlights all the way to the taillights. It's very unique. It's very Maserati.
The finely crafted interior features some of the softest leather you will find on any vehicle, or class-exclusive designer silk upholstery. This SUV is no slouch. It backs up its bold styling with a 0 to 60 miles per hour figure of just 4.2 seconds when equipped with the twin-turbo V8 engine. This type of vehicle is about combining power and versatility. With a vehicle like this, you can take the kids to school in the morning, take your mountain bike to the trails in the afternoon, and head to the opera in the evening. The Levante is making its Ottawa debut here at the Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show. The local dealer is only a year old, but is clearly a force to be reckoned with, which only makes the Levante name paying tribute to a gale force wind even more fitting. Rick Walker, SST Car Show News.
Hey friends, when we come back, we'll show you an awesome Chevy Nova owned by my good friend, Sean Jackson.
Turn back the hands of time with Antique Chevrolet Parts. Since 1971, we've been sourcing parts from around the world to help you restore and maintain antique Chevs. Nose to tail fins, we have your parts. Call us toll free at 1-866-767-2787. Get help from a real person or go to antiquechev.com. Download a catalog, order online, delivered to your front door. Antique Chev, helping you turn back the hands of time.
Register now for a better way to buy a car at StarkAutoSales.com. Just click register for free and buy where the dealers buy. hundreds of insurance claim vehicles auctioned every week from Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Calgary, and Edmonton. Visit in person or bid from anywhere online. Stark ships worldwide. Parts cars, rebuildable wrecks, damage-free theft recoveries. Click, register, and save at starkautosales.com. The entertainment is back for 2019 at Steve Plunkett's Fleetwood Country Cruise Inn. Bigger than ever, with 2 concert nights, capping off Canada's biggest outdoor car show. Friday, May 31st. See Paul Revere's Raiders. Gary Lewis and the Playboys.
This diamond ring doesn't shine for me anymore.
Mitch Ryder. And Peter Rivera of Rare Earth. Saturday, thousands of classics, customs, and street rods roll in. Meet celebrities including custom car legend Gene Winfield, along with TV stars Joe and Amanda of Iron Resurrection. Saturday night's dinner concert features Tony Orlando under the big top. The car show continues Sunday. It's an automotive extravaganza like no other. May 31st to June 2nd, 9282 Alviage Drive, London, Ontario. Visit FleetwoodCountryCruiseIn.com.
Turn back the hands of time with antique Chevrolet parts. Since 1971, we've been sourcing parts from around the world to help you restore and maintain antique Chevs. Nose to tail fins, we have your parts. Call us toll free at 1-866-767-2787. Get help from a real person or go to antiquechev.com. Download a catalog, order online, delivered to your front door. Antique Chev, helping you turn back the hands of time.
Hey friends, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome back to the SST Car Show. Good friend of mine, Sean Jackson. Grew up with him. He grew up across the street from me. And his dad had a fantastic Chevy Nova. When I was a kid, they used to take it to the drag strip and race it. Sean recently started driving the car over the last few years, and now he's sharing it with his family. And over the winter, he invested some money, and him and his dad, John Jackson, from London, Ontario, Canada, started to restore the car. And they've been working on it all winter. The thing looks awesome now. They took the interior out, they stripped the car right down, they've done the body right on it, and the paint is gleaming. Now, John, his dad, has been thinking a little bit about selling the car, but John is really dead set against it. John enjoyed it for many, many years. It has come to mean something to Sean, and now he's sharing it with his family. And that is really what these old cars are all about, man. It's like about having them, enjoying them, driving them, and creating memories with them. And I hope that we get to make some new memories this summer, because I'm really hoping he takes me for a ride. Now we go back to the Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show for a look at the Lamborghini exhibit with Bernard Durand of John Scotty Cars.
We are at the Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show, and I'm with Bernard Durand of John Scotty Cars, Lamborghini dealer for in Montreal, and you kind of service really that whole region surrounding Montreal. How far afield do you guys kind of draw from?
Well, there's 4 dealers in Canada, Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, and Calgary. So whoever is closer to us, they come to us, you know.
And this year they're coming from all over the place to learn about a couple of new products, the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ.
That's right.
And the Urus.
The Urus, yeah.
Let's start with the Urus, because the SUV market is really very hot. Start with some of those numbers. How much horsepower are we talking about?
The Urus is a twin-turbo V8, 650 horsepower, 600 pound of torque. It's a beast. It's the first super SUV. It goes 305 kilometers an hour.
Minivans were kind of the family vehicle for a while, replacing station wagons. And then they kind of got this I guess, boring stigma attached to them, I think, and they've been replaced sort of by SUVs. But the reason being, SUVs are a little bit more exciting. They're sporty, and you can take them all the way to the extreme, just as Lamborghini has.
Well, like I say, with the Urus, you can go fishing in the morning, trailing, and in the afternoon you can do track at Kalaboogie, and at night you go to the opera, So.
Right. And let's move forward then and talk about straight up performance in that Lamborghini SVJ. How much horsepower are we talking about there? Over 700?
Well, 770 horsepower.
Almost 800.
Yeah. That's going to be the next generation of Bull, that is going to be probably close to 1,000 hour with the hybrid system that they're going to join with the V12. So the SVG is a 900 car production. It's a limited edition. We're basically sold out at a starting price of $670,000. So it's fun.
Wow. And it's not just about the power again, it's about handling, and part of that handling comes from the way the SVJ uses air, right? And the way it flows under, over, around the vehicle.
Yeah, there's an active, they call that the ALA system, which is stand for Aerodynamic Lamborghini Active suspension. Joined with the all-wheel steering, four-wheel steering, active suspension, active direction, and the aerodynamic. It makes the car the fastest on the Nürburgring, faster than a Porsche GT2 RS, which is quite a car on the track. The big bull is a fast bull.
Thank you very much, Bernard.
My
really
pleasure.
Appreciate your time.
All right.
Don't go away. There's more SST right around the corner.
Smart Steve was looking for a better way to buy a car because he doesn't like to waste money. So he searched online and found Stark Auto Sales. When careless drivers crash, insurance companies send their cars to Stark Auto Sales. They get parts cars, rebuildable wrecks, even cars that were stolen and later recovered, often damage-free. The cars are auctioned every week. Smart Steve discovered Stark Auto Sales has expanded right across Canada, operating from bases in Ottawa, Montreal, and Toronto. They've moved west now too, and have new locations in Edmonton and Calgary. Some people go to the auctions in person. Steve decided to bid online at StarkAutoSales.com because Stark ships worldwide. Steve bought a super new sports car with a few dents. He's pretty handy with a wrench, put in some time, and fixed it himself. He saved about 40% by buying where dealers buy and joined a club of smart people who have found a better way to buy a car at StarkAutoSales.com.
Turn back the hands of time with antique Chevrolet parts. Since 1971, we've been sourcing parts from around the world to help you restore and maintain antique Chevs. Nose to tail fins, we have your parts. Call us toll free at 1-866-767-2787. Get help from a real person or go to antiquechev.com. Download a catalog, order online, delivered to your front door. Antique Chev, helping you turn back the hands of time.
Bring back the excitement with these all-new Super Geeks retro video game consoles. Choose from the 600-game NES style or the 621-game SNES style. Super Mario, Street Fighter, Tetris, Pac-Man, and hundreds of other classic video games included. Plug and play on any modern TV and enjoy yesterday's classic games in full high definition. HDMI cable included. Systems come with 2 controllers. Order now from a real person at 1-866-248-1490. That's 1-866-248-1490. Or order online at supergeeks.tv. That's supergeeks.tv. Don't be fooled by cheaper systems. Super Geeks systems use modern HDMI cables for modern full HD quality. 1-866-248-1490. Supergeeks.tv. Super Geeks retro video game consoles, bringing the past into the future. Register now for a better way to buy a car at starkautosales.com. Just click register for free and buy where the dealers buy. Hundreds of insurance claim vehicles auctioned every week from Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Calgary, and Edmonton. Visit in person or bid from anywhere online. Stark ships worldwide. Parts cars, rebuildable wrecks, damage-free theft recoveries. Click register and save at starkautosales.com.
Turn back the hands of time with antique Chevrolet parts. Since 1971, we've been sourcing parts from around the world to help you restore and maintain antique Chevs. Nose to tail fins, we have your parts. Call us toll free at 1-866-767-2787. Get help from a real person or go to antiquechev.com. Download a catalog, order online, delivered to your front door. Antique Chev, helping you turn back the hands of time.
Hey friends, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome back to the SST Car Show. We take you back to the Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show now, where the Make-A-Wish Foundation has made a dream come true for Jet Adams. Jet is a big car fan, loves drift racing, and he's going to the Formula Drift competition in Long Beach, California. SST's William Morris reports.
Cancer fighter Jet Adams doesn't know it, but he is about to get the surprise of his life at the Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show, thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
He's an absolute fanatic of cars, and his wish is to go to Long Beach to go see the Drift Pro there, so we're extremely excited. He has no clue, actually, that his wish will come true.
Jet is a huge fan of supercars like Lamborghinis and drift cars. That's why he's at the Ottawa-Gatineau International Auto Show. It's the perfect venue for this special occasion.
There you go. You mind holding that? Sure. Now let's take a picture. Woo!
Jet is hoping to meet some of his favorite drivers at the event.
I really want to meet Frederick Osbo and Peter Vistic.
William Morris, SST Car Show, News, Ottawa.
Well, friends, that's all the time we have today. So until next time, I'm Rick Walker reminding you, when you can't get to the car show, we will bring the car show to you online at SSTcarshow.com. Also, be sure to check out our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Catch you next time.
Maverick Multimedia production.